move this down. Welcome. Down some more. Welcome. You did it. So this is your last video lesson and you are almost done with your freshman year. There are a couple of requirements from the district to get your attendance through our finals because you obviously don't have an English final. So just be on the lookout for that. Be sure you're completing what they're requesting of you. But for English, you are done. And I am so happy for you. It's very exciting. And you've done the work. You really have. So just a couple of quick reminders. If you look on our stream feed for Google Classroom, you will see the directions for book return. You can return your books to the front of the school. If you just open the front door, you'll see some bins where people are putting their library books. And you can turn those in between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. Apparently the doors are closed after 2 p.m. And if you owe me any late work, today's the last day I'm going to take it. If you try to turn it in tomorrow, I'm not going to give you a grade for it. So be sure you get that into me today. And next year, many of you are going to be taking English 2 pre-AP. Some of you are going to be taking English 2 just normal, and it's also a great class. And if you ever need anything, come back to me. So if we were in person on this last day, what I would do is I would go around the room and I would talk to each of you individually and just tell you what I appreciate the most about you. And this video is specifically for period 7. So you're the only one that sees this. And I miss that. I miss seeing you in person, and I still want to tell you what I appreciate about you. So if you just hang in there, I will say your name and I will tell you what I appreciate about you. We're going to go through the roster. It's going to be a very, very short tribute to each of you, just me telling you how I feel. And you can fast forward to find your name if you want. It's alphabetical. If for whatever reason I accidentally skip you, you should email me and request your own personal video. Honestly, nothing would make me happier. Maybe I'll skip someone on accident just so I can do that. So let me go ahead and pop this down and get up the grade book. So you can't see what I'm looking at, but I can. So we're just going to start off with just a couple of things about each person. So Bree, you are first. Bree, you are such a cool chick, and I loved getting to know your family and getting to see them at parent-teacher conferences, and you are so funny. You are incredibly social, and you shine really brightly. Nick, you are incredibly studious. It isn't very often that I find an athlete that is equally as studious in the classroom as they are determined on the field. And I'm really grateful for that you have that duality in you. It's really cool. Aaron, you're just silly. You're a silly boy. You make me laugh all the time. One time in particular that you made me laugh, we broke the tape dispenser, and apparently there's stuff inside the tape dispenser that makes it heavy, and you tested it out to see if it was salt or sand, and you found out, and I thought that was pretty funny. I believe it was sand, but you can probably clarify that for everybody when you see them again. You're just a funny guy, and you made me laugh a lot. Carson, I have a special love for you because you were just sweet as pie. You are just a good-natured girl, and you care about other people. You don't always care about English, and a lot of people don't, but you care about people, and I love that about you. And you still always got your work done, but you're just a really good soul, and I liked getting to know you a lot. Bree, you're next. I didn't get to know you for very long because you had moved into our school, but you just fit in so quickly with everyone, and this class, especially the girls that you were with, just latched onto you and welcomed you and embraced you. And you always stepped it up to make sure that you were doing the best you could, even with the limited amount of time that you were with us, and you were a rock star. Anna Davis. Anna, I admire your work ethic. You are incredibly studious, and you're so determined, and those things make you successful. And you know what it takes to be successful, so keep doing it. And I'm really glad that I got to have you this year. Hope. I hope you are quiet. You don't love volunteering, so I didn't get to hear from you as much as I want to. But when you do, you always have the best questions, and you're super helpful with your group, which is great. And I really enjoyed having you and reading all your work this year. You're a really great writer. So it was great to have you. Sorry, I lost my place. Madison D. Madison, you are really, really funny. I'm pretty sure that you don't like English, and that is absolutely fine. But you would always do good work. You are a reliable student. You are a reliable student who does good work. And you and that group of girls, that little middle group, you all just got along so great, and you were a good sounding board for them. So I'm really glad that you were with us. Olivia, you ask the best questions, and whenever you ask a question, everyone pauses and listens to your question, because you ask the questions that we want to know the answers to, whether it be clarification on an assignment or digging deeper into a character and why they would act that way. But your questions are great, and be thinking about that when you go into next year, because you're going to realize that people quiet down when they hear you ask a question, because we all want to know the answer. So keep it up. I love that about you. Will, you transferred in from Miss Hill's class, and I'm so glad you did. I think that you have a really sweet heart, and you are kind and generous, and you really care about other people. And I know that you want to do well, and so you do. You've been doing really great, and I've seen you progress continually since I first met you. It's been awesome. Jay, Jay, where's I love you, first of all. You are so sarcastic that sometimes I don't know when you are being truthful or not, and I can relate to that. I'm not really that sarcastic when I'm in class, at least I try not to be, but in my personal life I am a lot. And so I really liked that. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted your desk so close to mine, is because I really liked you. I like your dry humor, and I like the way that you interact with people, and I like how easygoing you are. So I really did enjoy having you a lot. I really did. Megan, again, you ask great questions. You are an incredibly hard worker. Academics are important to you. I think I've told you this before, but if I haven't, here it is. You are the kind of student who cares about learning just for the sake of learning. You want to know more. You want to pursue knowledge, and you should continue that as you move forward in your life. You should think about possible careers in education, or possible careers in things that require a lot of school, because you will be great at any of that. Um, Great academic. Absolutely, you're a great academic. Raj, you are quiet, but you are kind and thoughtful. You're pretty introspective, and I can see those wheels turning all the time. And you are always gracious about being in our class, and just really thoughtful about your work and the questions you ask me. And I loved seeing how patient you are and how careful you are with your words. I loved that. Ivy, you are super silly and you're quiet, as in you don't volunteer a lot, but I hear you laugh all the time. You are always laughing with your group. You always are kind and have a smile on your face, and you do your work obviously, and you do it well. And I have been really, really glad that I had you this year. Josh, you are really funny. A lot of you are really funny. I'm saying that a lot about this class. You're just a funny class. Josh, you are really funny in a very quiet way. I know that your group calls you by a different name, but I don't know why. So maybe one day you can explain that to me. I know that Olivia and Corbin know what I'm talking about right now, but they call you something different. They say you look like something, but I don't remember what it is. Josh, you ask great questions. You always volunteer at the right time, and you are an excellent, well-rounded student. I love you. Corbin, you drive me equally crazy and equally, I guess, excited to see you. So you are this mix of a person who is charismatic and thoughtful, but you're also fiercely independent. And I think that independence is going to get you so far, and you should be really, really proud of that. So I love that you challenged me in class and that you challenged everyone else to dig deeper and to think more fully. And we were really lucky to have you in our class. You're an awesome student, Corbin. Abigail, I have a sweet spot in my heart for you, girl. I don't know why. I just I look at you and I just want to give you like a big bear hug. And I don't, though, distance. But I love you. I think that you are a really good soul. I think you have good energy. There's a good vibe about you, and I find it comforting for me. Being around you comforts me. And I can't explain it other than that. I just know that I care about you. Maddie, so Madeline M. When you're in class, and towards the end I didn't see you as much, but when you're in class, I loved having you. You volunteered, you helped your group mates, you asked me questions. You are an excellent student. And I know that when you come back to school that I'll see you again and we'll just pick right back up. You are an excellent student. Lucas, you have the largest water bottle. I say that as mine is also pretty big. You're an inspiration to me on my H2O habits. Lucas, you are a kind and patient student. You're very patient. And you never demand anything immediately like a lot of teenagers do. They want answers ASAP, or they want a grade ASAP. You take your time with things, and you have this really easygoing vibe. At least in our class you did. And I needed that. I needed your easygoingness. You seemed to never really be fazed by anything. You would, take note of your assignments, do them, and come to me when you needed help. You were just so easygoing. And maybe it's because of all the water that you drink. I don't know, but I aspire to be like you when I grow up. Colin, I really care. I really admire how much you care about your brother and how much you care about your teammates, the other players on the football team. You seem to really have everybody's back. You seem like a really solid wingman. And I think that that's a great trait to have. Beth, you are so sweet and an excellent worker. And you I mean, I don't know what else to say. You're sweet. You're just a sweet kid, sweet young woman, and you're an excellent worker. And I'm really glad that I got to have you in our class. Your attention to detail is great. And you are a wonderful student, and I know you're going to do awesome things. You're very talented in English, and that's going to take you far. Believe it or not, English takes you places, people, I promise. Communication. Dylan, you transferred from one of my different class periods to this class period. So I got to see you in two different environments, and that is actually my favorite situation. I love seeing students who transfer class periods because they act differently in each class. In the first class, you were pretty quiet, pretty reserved. In the second class, your friends were in there. And so I got to see that side of you too. And I loved it. You are social, you are academic, you are incredibly respectful. Your respectfulness just blows me out of the water. Saying yes, ma'am, and asking me questions and being polite and telling me to have a good day. That will take you so far in your life, and you need to keep that up. I need to learn from you and teach my son your level of respect. Anna Edgerton. Sometimes I don't know whether to call you Quinny or Edgerton. You are an excellent artist. You are so creative, and your mind was not built for a classroom. It was built for the world. You are so creative, and you have so much to offer the world, just in terms of your love and how passionate you are about ideas and people. And I just know you're going to do amazing things. And I can't wait to hear more about your rock climbing adventures and about your art, and just to see where your life takes you, because you're going places. Diego, you're silly, and you're a fun student. You're a fun guy. I like having you. You make me laugh. You pretend to be shy, but I know you're not. And I like you a lot. You're just a really fun guy. Your vibe is fun. Reagan, you are a hard worker. You are bubbly, and that attitude is contagious. We all benefit from it. Susan, you are unique, and you need to hold on to that like no one's business. I love that you like to challenge questions. So you like to look for ways in which the underdog can win the fight, or ways in which maybe the villain has more than one dimension. You always look at people and look at situations in books and in real life, and look for things that others don't see. And I love that about you. You're very dimensional. It's really cool. Carolyn, I really liked getting to know you this year. What I found was that you didn't volunteer a lot in class, but your written work is phenomenal. You are an excellent student. Your writing it's far above par. And you should be really proud. Continue to do exactly what you're doing. Your attention to detail will be very helpful in your later teenage years life, when you have a job, and also just in your adult life. Your attention to detail is impeccable. Miriam, you're pretty quiet, and I can absolutely relate to that. I was pretty quiet when I was in high school, and I don't know if you play the flute. I feel like you do. It might be a different instrument, but I'm pretty sure it's the flute. I played the flute until I went to college. I played the flute for quite a while. And I relate to you a lot. You care a lot about your grades, and you're an observer, and I am also an observer. And so I felt like I related to you a lot. And so it was really great to have you. Alyssa, I loved hearing about your stories about being an equestrian. I thought that those were so cool and incredibly unique. We don't see that a lot. And it was wonderful to hear that about you and to learn a little bit about that side of you. I like how you always ask questions for clarification. That's an excellent habit to have, to be sure that you always know all the information you need to know. And I can't wait to see where your path is headed for you, because I think it's just going to be non-traditional. I think you're going to do some really cool things, especially with your hobbies and your career. I think it's going to be really neat. So I don't think that's it. That's our whole roster. I don't think that I missed anyone, but let me browse through. If I did, please email me so I can send you a little video. This is just to 7th Hour as a whole. Thank you. Thank you for being the end of my A days. You were always a breath of fresh air, where I knew that I could relax and be a little more myself. And I'm really grateful that I had you. I hope you guys have a really good summer and do something fun. And I'll see you around. I'm sure I'll see you next year. All right. Bye, you guys. Have a good summer. Got to get back to there we go. Bye.